Ladies, this is not going to be something you want to hear, but men have been protecting you this entire time. Since the dawn of time, men have been protecting you. You just have been ignoring them.
As a content creator, and I guess as a passport bro, I had a chance early on to look around the space, and one of the content creators I came across was a young lady by the name of Gail Nelson.
Not all protection is going to be physical. If anything, I would say 90 to 95% of protection is going to be verbal.
And now she's not producing content anymore because she has a family and she's focusing on it. But one thing that really struck me about her and her content was that she was not focused like we see very much in current day media on how much fun she can have or how happy she was. She seemed to have a bigger purpose to where I'm going to support my man and support my family. This is something that's extremely rare today because, well, let's be honest, we see people break relationships just because of boredom.
Why did you leave a 6-year relationship?
I left a 6-year relationship because after 6 years, I was tired of asking, take me on a date. Let's go out. I look pretty. Let's do something. This guy worked the whole time we were together and it's fine. But like, I work too. I don't live to work.
When you look at the general tone around relationships in the West in terms of mating and dating, the center of the conversations are about how happy the woman is. Is she getting the kind of excitements and thrills and all of the bells and whistles that are going to make her happy? I'm not saying that that's wrong, but what I am saying is that if the purpose of a relationship boils down to that, then it's basically telling men that you have to entertain your woman. And in a way, that's not necessarily wrong, but when guys start looking at this and saying, this is extremely shallow in my opinion, and in my opinion, it is shallow. If the purpose of the relationship is to entertain a woman, then you're just going to have more men say, I don't see the need to do that. And it's really unfortunate because the basis of a relationship should be more than that. And that's one reason why Gail Nelson is so important, is that she has a duty to her family and her husband. And that's something that's getting more and more lost in conversation, especially when you consider the current events of this conversation of the day and the kind of real world issues that people in certain parts of the world are going through.
A man that truly cares about you isn't going to wait till another man grabs your ass in public to do something.
I think one of the very unfortunate things about the modern society is that for many men, their greatest dream is to have a family to provide for and take care of. And because that bar has gotten so high, you're telling the average man, not only do you have to make enough money and provide for family, but you have to make sure that the woman is properly entertained, that she's properly stimulated. And for many men, if that bar is so high, they simply don't have the opportunity to do something that they would love to do. Take care of a family, raise kids, have a doting wife.
He is going to protect you probably an hour to 2 hours before the situation even happens by saying, baby, isn't that dress kind of short?
And to see this happening in a World War I, you have places on the planet that are under dire circumstances and people are just happy to be able to sit in a safe place and eat food and have safe drinking water. And two, a world where you're starting to see geopolitics play itself out, where there's going to be more global instability or just change. For someone that is focused on their own personal happiness and how much they can get out of the person they're dating, is not just unfortunate, but to be frank, it's very unattractive. It's very unaware of the fact that the world is so much bigger than, I want to have fun this weekend, I want to have a good time. If you are going to be devoted to something bigger than yourself, say a family and a husband, you have to put some of those immediate desires aside and think of a larger purpose. And to see so many young ladies just throw that to the side is really unfortunate. It's disheartening, really.
So you want men to protect you with their physical body, but not with their logical mind and their ability to see things that we can't. That makes no sense. Women want protection after the danger has arrived.
Generally speaking, this is not a video that I would make under normal circumstances, but there's a particular part of the world that's having a particular conflict. And anytime that this conflict kind of flares up, I have an opportunity to look at just the footage. And sometimes it just reminds me that we have to worry about things that are more concrete than just, I want to have fun and I want to get girls and I want to do things that make me excited. Because at the end of the day, if you find someone that you want to build a family with, that person has to be committed to something more than just how excited or how much fun I'm having. They have to commit to something that's not always fun. And building a family is that.
And no quality, logical man is going to wait for danger to arrive to protect someone he loves. That is backwards ass thinking. Ladies, the protection you're looking for, that you are longing for, you have been getting. It's just been verbal. But how are men supposed to protect you? How is a man supposed to protect you if you won't listen to him?
Usually the conversation is about guys going overseas and trying to find the right type of woman and how can you do that, or maybe even critiquing some of the things that we see in the world around us. But in this particular video, I think I just want to express the idea that to be with a woman that's shallow to the point where all she's worried about is how much fun she can have, what's the point in having a relationship with her? No matter how big her butt is or how thick her thighs are or how juicy her lips are, if she's only worried about how much fun she can have or how much stimulation you can give her, then what kind of relationship, what kind of family you're going to build from that? And better yet, even if you have a night of extremely exciting, passionate lovemaking with her, you could possibly have a child with her. And you have to think about trying to bring a child and rear a child with a person who only really cares about how much fun they're having and how much excitement they're getting from you and the experience. Because if that's dating and mating in 2023, I can understand why a lot of guys are just saying, I don't see a noble purpose in this. And I think it's something that's unfortunate that we're seeing from women in the West, where they're so focused on how much pleasure they're getting and not on building something. If building something means I have to entertain you or I have to find a way to stimulate you on a daily, periodic basis, why bother? Because let's be honest, in this world, there are so many people that are struggling to just have safety and have some place to stay on a day-to-day basis. And they're going to appreciate a guy that just gives them that. At the end of the day, that's really what a family is. Two people working together to build something that is stable and safe so that they can have offspring that can continue their DNA and their name. And all the other stuff is just bells and whistles. If I get on the soapbox and talk about shallowness, I do it because in a world where you're seeing this difficulty, especially in the Middle East, a woman should be able to say, you know what? I'm just happy I have a family and a roof over my head, and let's make something of this. And if she's saying that she needs 60 oysters and she needs to go to the Cheesecake Factory and all of this other stuff, maybe she's just not a wife. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care, guys.